Welcome to the Cedar Ridge Campers YouTube channel, where we test the durability and functionality of our trailers, all while enjoying the great outdoors.
Welcome to our fourth and final episode of our camping adventures in Alaska. Today, we spent the day driving from our camping spot near Haines Junction in the Yukon to Haines, Alaska. The drive down was beautiful with a fascinating variety of scenery. This was a very desolate area with miles and miles of no inhabited land. By early evening, we had arrived in Haines. This is a lovely little coastal town located in the panhandle of Alaska. We soon found a great spot for viewing the bears and thoroughly enjoyed watching them catch their evening meal. Next, we did a little exploring down by the bay. This area is so beautiful with all the moss and trees and lovely aqua blue water.
So we made it down here to Haines yesterday. We did a little bit of, there's a state park here where you can watch the bears. So we went to watch them for a while. And then we found this campsite here close to the bay. It's at a campground. We haven't had any sun this last week, and so our solar was not keeping up. So we had to stop and charge up. And I think we're gonna spend the day around this area, touring around Haines, maybe do some fishing. Looks like there's some pretty good fishing around here. We're just cooking up some breakfast now. Got some pancakes and probably gonna do some ham, fry up some ham, and just enjoy the day.
We had to pause our fishing activities and make room for the bears, but they were so enjoyable to watch, we didn't mind letting them have a turn at fishing. All too soon, it was time to say goodbye to this lovely little spot called Haines. We headed north out of Alaska and back into the Yukon. Along the way, we saw a sign for $1 Million Falls and decided to take the chance to stretch our legs and check it out. It was well worth the stop and quite a surprise to find such an amazing waterfall thundering through the rocky canyon.
Yesterday we spent an awesome day fishing at a little river there by Haines. It's pretty loaded up with salmon. The bears obviously know about it as well, so we got to fish with the bears. We caught a few fish in the morning and we fried them up for lunch, which we didn't really video. And now today is the next day. We spent today driving closer to the Cassiar Highway. We left Haines this morning. And hopefully we can drive down the Cassiar tomorrow. Today it's been closed all day and it's been really windy. So I hope that the conditions haven't worsened. Right now we don't have any service, so I guess we'll see in the morning. And we're gonna update it around 10 o'clock and see if it opens up. But anyhow, we're gonna cook up some salmon that we caught yesterday. Cook it up for supper tonight. We'll probably show you guys a little bit of what we're doing. And then we're just gonna relax and spend the rest of the evening here. This might be a little bit jumbled around. Violet said after I had done recorded that I didn't say what the issue was on the Cassiar Highway. There's a fire there right now, and I guess the smoke is pretty dense across the highway, and the fire is actually right close around the highway as well. So yeah, I guess we'll see tomorrow in the morning, and hopefully it's all opened up and we can drive through. Just gonna say a little bit about our front storage box here and the way we've found to use it this trip. So we did move the propane tank onto the inside. I'm thinking about starting to just offer that on a lot of our trailers. It was mounted up front here on the platform up here, but we moved it right before the trip into the front storage box, which I think works really good. And we found that our trash works really good. Just put it right there by the propane tank there. It kind of holds it up. It doesn't dump all over the front storage box. And that's one thing we wondered coming into this trip, what we're gonna do with trash, and it just basically started happening, and it works really well. So as a little tip with our campers, that's a good place for trash. This is a really good option in bear country for sure, where we've been for the last 4 to 5 weeks, to have your trash inside a sealed compartment where nothing can get to it. Another little tip we found is your wet wash rags. That's another thing what's often hard to find a place for. But we found what works really well is just to, once your basin is collapsed, just put your wet wash rags in the basin and then close it all up, and pretty much takes care of it. You can just sit in there until next time you need to use it, or you can wash it.
We sat at the top of the Cassiar Highway the entire day, with our hopes high for a good report on the wildfire and the road opening back up. But it was no use. Finally, by the evening, after no better report for the next day, we decided to head on back down the Alaska Highway.
Yesterday we pretty much sat the entire day hoping we could get down the Cassiar Highway, and about 6 o'clock they said that 6 o'clock in the evening they said that it wasn't going to open up yesterday evening again, and possibly it was going to maybe this morning, but they weren't going to fight the fire at all during the night. So anyhow, we just made the call to drive back down the Alcan, which we were a little bit disappointed, but anyhow, last night we drove for about 2 hours or 2.5 hours till about 8:30. It was almost dark then already, but we seen like 6 bears in them 2.5 hours, and some bison and stuff, and absolutely a beautiful sunset. So that was cool. This morning I guess we're just gonna continue going down. the highway here. Probably stop and get us a cinnamon roll since we really enjoyed them on the way up. So I guess that's at least a couple positives what we've experienced on the Alcan, not being able to take the Cassier Highway. Found this campsite here. We were gonna try to camp along the river. The river's just right kind of on the other side of these trees here. But all the spots were taken. It's a nice quiet spot out here. And we haven't camped out in the open very much at all out here, so it was kind of cool for a change. But anyhow, we're gonna continue driving today, pushing back south. So we'll see you all probably tonight or tomorrow morning.
And it's another day of driving. This time through, the leaves are starting to turn and there's snow on the mountains. We opted for the scenic route and decided to drop south through British Columbia on the 29. The beautiful mountainous scenery out here seems to be endless.
So last we checked in, we were on the Alaskan Highway still, heading south. Yesterday, we pretty much, we drove down to Fort St. John. We got on the Highway 29 and we started heading kind of southwest down through British Columbia. It's been an absolutely beautiful drive. Last night it was raining and really smoky, so we didn't really get too much on camera. I think we did a little bit. Then this morning we started out, got on the 97 and headed down, and now I think we're on the Yellowhead Highway if I remember everything correctly, and we're heading towards Jasper. We're probably about 2 hours out of Jasper, Alberta, and we're gonna do some hikes around there too, around the area a little bit. It's been super smoky out here in British Columbia. Hopefully it clears up. But yeah, we're at this nice little campsite. It's a free campground. Beautiful, quiet little campground. Got a lake right through the trees here. It's probably about 30 yards from us. We can kind of see through the trees. Probably couldn't see it on camera, but maybe get a little bit of clips of that. We're just frying up supper. Now we're gonna do some steak and potatoes and enjoy the evening, get a good night's rest. Hopefully get up a little earlier in the morning and head over towards Jasper and get a couple hikes in there.
We spent most of the day hiking and taking in the amazing scenery of the Canadian Rockies in Jasper and Banff National Parks. We finally found a spot to camp after dark and headed right out in the morning. Soon we were welcomed back into the good old United States. After a supper of steak quesadillas, we enjoyed a walk beside the lake. The crystal clear water and distant mountains created an amazing view.
We spent the day yesterday in and around the national parks, Banff and Jasper, in Alberta. Absolutely beautiful area of Canada, that's for sure. I think we're glad it was probably off season because there was a lot of, even now there was still a lot of people there, but did a hike and stuff around there, seen Lake Louise, some different things like that. Today we headed down. We didn't get too far. We just went to around Whitefish, or actually it's a Flathead Lake, Montana. And we're at the campground there. Awesome part here in Montana. Glad to be back into the good old USA. We're talking on the way in that it pretty much rains every 24 hours, or it pretty much has this entire trip. And yeah, we were cooking up supper and came a downpour, so we quick set up the awning here. It's a 180-degree awning by OBS we have on the side of this trailer. And it sets up really fast and it's freestanding. It's definitely kept us out of the rain multiple times this trip. So definitely recommend this upgrade if you're considering that on your camper. For sure, if you consider camping whenever, if it's ever raining or anything. So yeah. End off today. This probably, or it's a pretty good chance that this will be the last video. We're on our way home now, and I don't know, we're gonna stop and see some family and probably won't do too much videoing. So yep, probably sign off for now.